Silence your cell phones now.
I think it's about time to party.
Tonight is a chance for us to reflect.
You mean no one else is coming? Well, this is off to a hopping start.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the movie experience as we are sitting here grinding out the movie reviews for you guys, and we got a new one that just hit on Martin Luther King's actual birthday. January 15th, Martin Luther King the holiday is on that Monday, and we'll start off with a movie as a new movie that's come from a stage play, One Night in Miami. One Night in Miami is directed by Regina King and her director debut here. And I have to say something, Regina King, I believe she killed it. So One Night in Miami is a fictional sort of what took place on the night that Malcolm X, Jim Brown, Sam Cooke, and Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali, in this hotel room after Muhammad Ali's big heavyweight championship win. So there have been different accounts, I've been looking it up, about, you know, with Jim Brown's books, stuff like that, of happening. So these men have met up, but there was a night that they was in this hotel room, and then so nobody really knows what happened in there but them. And literally, Jim Brown is old and everybody else has passed away. So they did a play of fiction of what happened in that place. So Regina King took the adaptation and brought it to life. So it kind of reminded me of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, how it was to play, and we're in this one location way. But this one, I think it's done really well, to the point that I never felt that we was in one location, and that's due to how Regina King directs this movie. So I'm gonna start off with the good, the bad, and the slight spoilers, aka the experience. So start off with the good. Alright, so I have to say this right off the bat, that the good out of the bat is the characters that they have in this film. So a lot of these guys are, you know what I'm saying, like a lot of TV show actors, or, you know, they had little small spots in movies. The most known one that's in here is Leslie Odom Jr., who is a theater actor. I know him from Hamilton, so he played in played Hamilton and Rent. He plays the part of Sam Cooke, and then we have Eli Gore, who plays the part of Cassius Clay. Anytime I see Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali played on screen, I always look for, they got to be charismatic, because if anybody knows about Cassius Clay, knows that how charismatic that man was as well. Aldous Hodge plays Jim Brown, and I'm gonna tell you right now, because I am really into, and I grew up with blaxploitation movies, okay, and my dad watched them all the time. Jim Brown he had that whole movie career in the blaxploitation era, so he's in a lot of those movies. So seeing his mannerisms, like, and of course, you know, him being a football player, I'm like, Aldous Hodge, like, he captures that. I'm saying you can make an argument that he may not look exactly like Jim Brown, but he captured to the point. I'm just like, I can feel that's Jim Brown, because that's what some things Jim Brown will say. And then we have Kingston Ben-Air, who plays the role of Malcolm X. I'm not too familiar with this guy, but you know what? I can tell that each one of these guys studied the history and the mannerisms of the characters that they're playing in this movie here. So that one thing, they are all phenomenal, to the point where they're, you know, when they're all in the room together, they feed off each other, as you can tell that like these guys are friends in kind of a way. So I like how Regina King has, in the beginning, she illustrates the different forms of what these men have to go through, as Sam Cooke is a singer, and Jim Brown's a football player, Muhammad Ali is a boxer, and then Malcolm X is an activist. And then when they do meet up in this hotel room, the conversations that they have are mesmerizing, because it's a think piece, and everything that they're saying in this movie is making you think and making you learn, because it applies to so much of what's going on today as well. But not one man is wrong in what they're saying, but there's different ways of going about it, and that's why and it humanizes them. I can't tell you how many books I've read, or, you know, documentaries I've watched, or historic movies that I watched, or biopics that I watched, and they just put these people on such a high pedestal. These are human beings, okay, that just happen to have a talent, a God-given talent, to be able to bring people together in certain ways, but they have different ways of going about it. And that's why I liked about this movie put Malcolm X on such a human pedestal that I have not seen since the Malcolm X movie that Spike Lee did, which I still think is the best adaptation of a Malcolm X story, period. And I like how, don't get me wrong, they just play Ali. Will Smith did a great job as Ali also, but Eli Gorman, he has like two switches where he can go and be the charismatic boxer, then he can come back and just be this serious guy who's really nervous about joining the Nation of Islam. Because that if anybody knows the history, that's what this whole thing is going off of. Same thing with Sam Cooke, and there are scenes in this movie that kept me captivated of how with Sam Cooke and Malcolm X is arguing. Saying that though there are scenes and I'm just like, man, I get you, but I get you too. You not wrong, but you not wrong neither. See what I'm saying? All those things are just great, and I appreciate that they bring all that stuff together. Now, once again, most of the movie, a good chunk of it, takes place of them talking in that hotel room. Okay, but however, Regina King does a great way of it's not like, because My Range Black Bottom, it was all in that recording studio, and it was a 90-minute movie, and it took most place in that recording studio. This one, they do go out to the roof, they do go outside, but it's all within that hotel compound in that hotel area. And the way that she breaks characters off, because there's the four of them, then these two may talk, well then these two may talk, but then we'll switch it off, and then these two will talk and stuff like that, and then you break down different layers of the character, and it's brilliant. It's truly brilliant. I was never bored for a second, because I'm in to those think pieces that it has, and like I said, and then when they just explained the movie, I was just like, man, these guys really captured. Man, I like when people capture the mannerisms of somebody who they have to study, and it. Like, because I can't tell every time I read the autobiography of Malcolm X or seen Malcolm X stuck. I love Malcolm X, and I'm just like, just the different manners, the way he would say certain things. This guy got it down pat. Same thing with Sam Cooke, and the way Sam Cooke would sing or pronounce his words, he got it down pat. And of course, we can't say enough about Cassius Clay. And then, like I said, Eldridge Hobbs is underrated in this movie, and I think he's underrated as an actor as well. And like I said, a lot of people that may watch this may not know but they may know Jim Brown, the football player, but also about Jim Brown, the actor, and how he presents himself, especially in the movies that he's in. I'm just like, he got him nailed. He got him nailed, and I was just happy to see that. Honestly, there really isn't that much bad to even talk about in this movie. I mean, if I want to pinpoint something that's bad, I really can't. I can sit there and talk about, well, this guy wasn't doing this guy wasn't doing that. It's not. There really truly is something that's glaring bad to me. I wish it could have been longer. No, it was the perfect timing. It was perfect as it was. They didn't stay in that one location the whole time, and even if they did, I never got bored with it. So I hate to say, but there's really no bad with this right now. I mean, obviously there's going to be things that people are not going to like about the movie. You could probably dug into a little bit more. Maybe you could have dug more into Jim Brown's background as the football player kind of thing, or what he's been dealing with in the NFL, that they probably didn't touch on more so, because you got touched on Malcolm X, Cassius Clay, and Sam Cooke, but Jim Brown's like kind of there. You never really, other than him just being trying to get into movies, you don't really get into the football career. So that's probably the only kind of negative thing I could probably say. But let's go into a little bit of spoilers and also the experience. So this is a spoiler warning for those who have not seen it, even though this did come out on at TIFF months ago. I wasn't able to get it to Toronto Film Festival. I don't live in Canada, obviously, and I'm stuck here in America. So we didn't get a chance to go out there and see that, but I had to wait till it came to Amazon Prime Video. So this is a spoiler warning for you guys that did already know that. So obviously this adaptation is a fictional adaptation of what happened in that room, but I so wish I knew what happened in the room. And for those who don't know, at this time, Malcolm X was barred from speaking from the Nation of Islam because of the things he said about the assassination of John F. Kennedy. So he already knew that he was on his way out of the Nation of Islam, and he figured that if he can go talk to Muhammad Ali, and recruit the champion over to the Nation of Islam, it'll put him and Elijah Muhammad in good graces and bring him back over to the Nation of Islam. So that's kind of like So let's say this all Miami Dade, it was all down there at the same time. That did happen. Just what happened in that hotel room is, well, let's say no. And it's kind of like that in some of the conversations. It's kind of like how you could probably think the arguments that Malcolm X had of how it led to Sam Cooke. He already had the song already of Change Gonna Come. Everybody knows that from Sam Cooke. But how you've seen the buildup of it in this movie and stuff like that, and then how they just sit there and explain their experiences to each other, and they be real about it. It's like nobody's ever intimidated because it's Malcolm X. Nobody's intimidated because it's Cassius Clay. Nobody's intimidated because it's Sam Cooke. Nobody's intimidated because it's Jim Brown. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna explain all their reasoning, and you feel that. You feel the pain that like Malcolm X is going through at that time. Because a lot of them, the people in the room, not even Cassius Clay, know what's going on truly behind closed doors with Malcolm X and the Nation of Islam and Elijah Muhammad and stuff like that. I also recommend, if it's still out on Netflix, make sure you guys check out, especially Black History Month coming up, Who Killed Malcolm X. It's a 5-part docuseries. It's phenomenal, and it gets all to the nitty-gritty of all that stuff. I recommend you guys check that out. So guys, that's One Night in Miami, Regina King's directorial debut. So for my grade right now, I'm giving One Night in Miami a complete nerdgasm. It's excellent. One of my favorite movies of 2021. It did come out in 2020, but from when I've seen it, it's 2021. So it will be going in my list of the best of 2021. Lord, when we get down to the end of this year. So this is already heavy in the first month. So post any comments down below if you guys seen One Night in Miami already. What did you guys think of it? Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my review, and make sure you subscribe below for more movie reviews every single weekend right here on Nerd Coalition Studios. So once again, it's NC the place to be. Show me Mr. D, and I'll see you at the movies.